All right, what's up, everyone? So I know it's been some time. It's been about a week since I've last posted. I've been pretty busy. Last week, it was my spring break, so I didn't really have time to record, and I've just been go, go, go. This month is gonna be pretty busy for me as well. Getting ready for graduation, preparing for a huge judo tournament in about a month. So I've been really focused on that. So my uploads may be a bit inconsistent, but please follow on X if you guys can. I am always trying to update as much as I can. So today I took a loss. So as you know from my recent post, I have not done so good. This last week has been complete shit. And it's I'm sure if you guys have been keeping up, all the do see these funky headlines. It's actually ridiculous. And I thought the last few weeks were bad, but no, I think this past week was probably worse. Let's see. Let's look at this SPY on the daily. So I think the disaster started for me last Monday on the 30th. So 30th, we sunk all the way down, and I'm currently on a 6 day losing streak, so it's not good, not good. Well, so yeah, we had some pretty nasty headlines with some pretty nasty reversals. I remember this Monday, March 23rd, I think I already covered that. We gapped up pre-market pretty high just for it all to come back down. And then last week on Monday, we were at lows and we instantly started recovering. And this 4 hour chart says it all, and we're here April 7th. So we're still at some sort of rejection. But what did I trade today? Today I traded QQQ and IWM. So I want to stick to this. I was like, all right, just two trades, just take it easy, tune out the noise. So my issue was the noise. I have not been able to tune out the noise. My bias has been breached. My bias has been breached. I'm like, okay, this doesn't make sense when a news headline comes out, and I'm just like ignoring it. And that's not good. I need to see what I'm trading. So the QQQ, I'm happy that I traded this, and this is why I like trading QQQ more. IWM just been a bit slow. It hasn't been the best so far. So on my, well, let me close this curtain. All right, so I waited about 15 minutes. First 15-minute candle closes. I take a 684 put. I breaks to those EMAs, breaks to the low of the day. I'm like, cool, we got this. Consolidation, we drop, and I take my profit. So I'm exiting for $91. So I did okay there. That I did okay. But the IWM is where I got a little fucked up, and then I was like, this is why I don't like trading IWM. And then you can see we're actually reversing, heading for the low of the day. Over that first low of the day, attempting for new highs. But I messed up trading IWM, so I wanted to trade it more, but I was like, this is bullshit. Consolidation, and I should have stopped. So I took my first entries at the 250s, and then instantly, since similar concept to the QQQs, after I got the QQQs, I'm like, okay, let's go for this drop. And what kind of news headlines do we have? So look up top, and in the meantime, I'm gonna pull up what I traded. Also, my small caps, I've been steady on those. So in the morning, we have these headlines. Let's see. So Iran told Pakistan it won't continue ceasefire. That was actually at 8 a.m. 9. Ah, the 6. So yeah, nothing yet. Not until 9. But here, we'll just go to the trade. So I took. Now we're pumping like crazy. Don't know why, but we're pumping. And yeah, so I took my first position, 250s. It dips, it holds steady, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. We're below the 200 EMA on the 5 minute, pumps up, and then I take a loss. I take a loss, and then I'm seeing that we're getting this constant rejection at 200 moving average. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get back in. I'm gonna get back in here for the 250s, and I know it's at 251, but I was like, the 250 is gonna be a good entry. It flushes. I don't take profit. I don't take profit. I don't take profit. So I'm disappointed in myself in that because I didn't take profit. And it's like, dude, you just been losing. Like, why aren't you taking profit? And I'm following mainly the 15-minute chart as well. Let's see, the 15-minute chart on here. So the 15-minute chart did look a little bit extended for a bit, and it did have some sort of, I guess, attempt. Sorry, my family member was talking. My grandma. So, anyways, I'm looking at the 15-minute. I'm like, okay, if this can hold above the 50, then I'm gonna go for calls. But it didn't. It kept flushing down, and I'm like, okay, we're going for the 200. I've noticed something pretty interesting on the 15-minute, And on the 15-minute 200 EMA, it's pretty strong. It's really rare that we actually go down to it. So on Friday last week, on the 2nd, when we reversed, this was a huge breakout. I mean, huge. And previous weeks or previous days, when we are below that 15-minute 200 EMA, we're trending down pretty nasty. So that 15-minute 200 EMA is a pretty nice area of support. I think here, like March 23rd. So after that initial pump on March 23rd on the pre-market, we actually hit the EMA on the 15-minute and instantly reclaimed um, price, and it fell back again and reclaimed again. So that is something to notice, and I shouldn't ignore that because that's really important. But I was really hoping, based on those headlines, based on how the market was reacting, we were rejecting a lot. I would think that we're going to sell off, but clearly not. And you can see here all these. You can see here this candle on this 5 minutes. So I'm in two positions because they were pretty cheap. So I just put two for two. And so I had three total, sold one, and then entered two more. And then right here, I was looking for another rejection. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's have this reject above the VWAP, go for another low, because I'm also trying to hold for a longer time for the 15-minute. But this isn't the market to hold. Some days, there have been days where you can hold, and it's like, I think you need to just like sell like 75%, leave one runner, just in case. You never know. And as soon as it reclaimed above that 920 EMA, I'm like, I'm selling. And then I'm glad I did because boy, did this thing pump. It pumped so in like 10 minutes. It went from 250 to like 250 to almost 253, but it has not reclaimed that level yet. So I'm like, what the hell? So what happened? So let's see, 12. So let's see. At the same time as I'm trying to wait for this IWM to flush down, what kind of headlines do we work with? Well, we have Iran told Pakistan it won't continue ceasefire. Okay, good. You expect that to go down. Also, you notice Trump posted something really radical today. Let me see if I can pull it up. But let's see. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I'm sure you guys already heard the open the fucking straight tweet. Let me see. Will this pull up? This guy's posting. Okay, this is the first radical thing where I was like, okay, this has got to be a red day, and the bias is already it's already in. It's already in my head, but I'm like, okay, don't worry about that. Worry about what's in front of you. And I think I tried to trade in respect to the EMAs, and it I attempted it. It was okay. It was a good failure. A good failure. What was not good failure last week was me holding too long, and I'll show you guys on QQQ on where I was holding. So this guy's claiming a whole genocide. You know, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back. I don't know. To me, that's pretty radical. And then I think Sunday, he kind of crashed out. Let's see. If you guys are trading daily, I really recommend like you need to see what he says because this sometimes he tells you a lot. Um, Anyways, he crashed out and pretty much said, "Open the fucking trade," literally word for word. You know, just look for it if you guys aren't familiar. And oh, let's see, April. While we're here, I only traded twice. Traded yesterday, didn't trade today. Up 41, and then $20. I'll take the $20. This is why I traded PFSA, RENX. That's all I did for small caps. Small caps right now to me have just been, yeah, I've been ignoring them for a little bit. Anyways, so I got out of those. So let's go back to QQQ. And I don't like trading SPY. I like trading QQQ because tech is pretty strong, and I like the swings on QQQ. Before that, I actually made $210 today, net profit because of XOM swings. So XOM, this is a mobile gas, and oil's been going up. So I'm like, okay, let's take this swing. So oil, crude oil futures. I'm also watching this side by side too. Oil's been pumping up like crazy since we bounced off since April 1st. We flush. When it flushes, and then stocks will go up. But this has been on a steady trend. XOM, I know some people who have been trading this for like almost the entire, like since the beginning of the year, since it started, and they made a lot of money. Now, they were able to catch a drop pretty recently, I think within, from March 31st. So they got puts for I believe 170 puts for XOM, because you see on this 4 hour it was already starting to break its trend, and this crossover was happening. MACD red. I don't think they use MACD to trade, but they are pretty good swinging. And I was like, okay, on this next one I'll take it. So anyways, I didn't take this one though. They had 170 puts, and then XOM dropped all the way to 162. So $72, I think $100 turned into like $1,000. Let me see if I can find it. Let me check. Give me 1 second. So this guy, he's really good. His Discord's really good. I don't take their calls, but on the swings, I might have to because they're doing really good. They're actually really good, and they don't always have to trade an ETF. They trade individual stocks, and it got me wondering. I need to start trading. Just pick a few stocks I can trade, and if the ETFs aren't going somewhere, something will. And I'll show you today what went, and yesterday too. It was crazy. Let's see. Post a lot. Let's see. So see, look. So this was just March 31st, right? They had an expiration date, I think, for the next Friday out, so a week out. $74 went to 62. He let some runners go. $76 turned into $985. That, guys, that's pretty ridiculous. See, in 2 days, actually, not even a week, in 2 days, but they had expiration out for, I believe, a week. So it's crazy, you know? Some people hating. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then with the sentiment with oil, it's like, okay, it's pretty right to take what other sectors are affected. You might want to take advantage of how those might trade because you could make some pretty good money. So I took a call between on Friday. So I took a call on Friday. It was 160. I'm like, okay, 165. They had it already planned, and I was like, okay, that's good. So I had it planned, and I was like, I agreed with this. MACD was looking to close. Then we come up, and we were going into a 3 day weekend. So I know it was pretty risky, but a lot of tension. 3 day weekend can cause a lot of fear. People might sell off. So oil pumped. This pumps. This went up to 163. Held another day, and then boom, 166. And I took some off the table. I took I took it one by one. So let's see. Can I go to my profile? Yeah, I took them one by one. I try to see if one could go run. Try to let one run. This was the one I took off immediately. No, no, no. I took this one off immediately, and then the next one I took was the second contract at 109 profit. I just wanted to see how this would hold, if this would pull back heavy, and it did pull back heavy. I sold around here. So I sold one as soon as it reached 166, 160, yeah, and then the next one, as soon as it dumped, it pulled back 164. I was like, I'll take my profit. And we see we're back at 162. So I was right. I felt good to take the profit then. QQQ. So I was going to show you guys what kind of mess of a situation this last week has been. It has not been the best, and my morale, I have to keep it up. I have to keep it up. So we were at lows, and I think people were expecting for further drawdown, but no, we instantly went up. This 1 hour chart says it all. I need to be looking more at the time frames and see what we're communicating. This 1 hour kept on riding the whole 2 days. A lot of bullish sentiment from Trump, all these fake headlines, and then I don't know what the market believes. Then we dipped a little bit, but still we ended up ripping. So last week was a pretty not solid recovery. We had consolidation yesterday. Yesterday was not good. Look, straight consolidation. I'm trying to figure out where would that consolidation would be. It's hard to predict when those days will be because you never know. You never know. Today, I don't think we had much data. So everything's just been a little bit based on how the markets react off of his comments, how they react off news sources. I think if you have Day Trade Dash, I believe the Squawk was saying that this was deleted, where it says diplomatic and indirect channels of talks with Iran and U.S. are not close. That initial headline was deleted from what the Squawk was saying and then reposted. So it's like, all right, this is a little difficult. So what I wanted to show you guys was Apple. So Apple, they took the person I showed you guys earlier. He took a they he does call outs for the group. I didn't take these yesterday. They took a 263 call because Apple certain stocks, I think the Magnificent Seven, I don't know off the top of my head. You can look up what they are. So what are the Mag 7 stocks? So you can use these, and Apple's one of them. And these seven stocks have Monday, Wednesday expirations. They're also weekly and monthly available, but I think recently, like this year, they added Monday and Wednesday expiration. If I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it was this year. They took a 263 call as soon as it broke through the high right here at 257, and it went up to close to 263, and then those would have made around 140. I was watching the price pretty carefully. Today was a different story. Look at this. Look at the. This is crazy. I know some people that made a lot of money. 600x or not 600x, 7x. 600% is a 7x return. So instantly dropped from 256 all the way to 245. So I can understand how people are trading these bigger tech stocks, and it's pretty. I think it's pretty interesting. I think there's more action involved, but you do have to keep in touch with what or how they trade. Let's see. I think they said Meta dropped. Small caps. I don't know. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even show you guys. I thought I had my other screen. All right, right here. So this is what I was talking about initially. Big pump, and then drop today. So small caps haven't been the best, but I've been trying to trade them at least once a week to give me an idea. Okay, how's the sentiment? And then I might take trade tomorrow, so we'll see. Yeah, Meta, they're pretty expensive though. So just know that these bigger tech stocks are pretty expensive. Okay, so go into the small caps. RNX, this pumped up a lot today. Pre-market, this is what I traded yesterday, but it was moving a little slow, and I was trying to be careful with my positioning. I was like, I don't want to get caught in anything crazy. RNX made 20 bucks, nothing crazy. Let's see. I did give some profit back to on the 6th, so traded per PFSA, made about $13. Then I got $11 RNX, give back almost all of it, and then I made back $7. So I honestly don't remember, but next time I'll go over this because this video is going a little bit longer. But yeah, more of the story, guys. I need to learn how to trade without the bias. The bias is going to consume me, and it was breached last week. I didn't know what to trust. I really didn't know what to trust, and it's hard. Now it's like, okay, do you trust Trump, or is he telling a lie? Markets seem to trust him. Markets have a lot of faith in him, but it's like I need to just see what you know I need to look at the trend. Just trade what's what in front of me. Yesterday or Friday, I didn't trade what was in front of me. I really thought, and here's what I was doing. Here's what I was doing last week. I was trying to chase after EMAs. So we'll look over here. Okay. So something I've noticed within this week, within the last few days, there's always some sort of rejection point when we're at the EMAs. We rejected off the 20 EMA 3 trading days ago. So off here, we rejected off the 9 EMA on the 31st. And I'm like, okay, this is a pretty interesting pattern. And we're coming up to the 200 EMA. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can use this better for price targets on where I think we could hit if I'm in a trade. But I was doing the opposite. I was already trying to look for stuff for something that wasn't there, and that really burned me. So I tried to get into puts as soon as we got into here on QQQ on Friday, and I tried to get 578, 579, and those did not work because we blasted through. I forgot what even the headline was. I don't even remember what the headline was, and we blasted through, and then it didn't drop as much, so I took a loss. I think it was like $400 loss, I believe. I think I showed you guys. Oh, I haven't uploaded those yet, but I only uploaded my March ones. I'm glad I took profits though. I took a really big one in March, so I took my profit. So that's why it doesn't feel so bad. But it's like I don't want to retrace. I've almost retraced, but I've taken my profits, so that I've locked them in essentially, which is good. Now today, it followed the EMA. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna stick with QQQ. I like tech. I can see where the tech is, and I can look. I can match this with other tech stocks. If I don't like how QQQ is trading, or it's like, okay, this is a little bit BS, and I can look at Apple. I'm like, oh, Apple. If this is going down, how's Apple doing? Oh shoot, let me jump in on Apple, and yeah, pretty good. But it's on a pretty strong reversal right now too. So again, let's see what headlines posted. Hmm. So this is one of the most recent ones from the geopolitical. Iran talks show glimmer of progress as Trump decline looms. So okay, so that's what the market got hopeful on, like about an hour ago. Okay, I guess that makes sense from what I'm seeing on the time frame. I don't know. I don't know. And then Apple news just got released. So you saw that headline: Apple foldable phones. That's why it's important to have news outlets. And boom, 249 to all the way to 253. So I think it's nice. I think it's a good idea. I'm gonna try to pick a few stocks. Rocket Lab, you guys know it's my favorite stock, but uh, it's a little hard because this follows more at macro stuff. So even when there's good news on this, sometimes it doesn't always follow through. So it's a little bit hard trade. I think this is better of a swing because uh, I mean this is pretty strong in its swing and its EMAs. What did I do? Okay, I remember I took a swing as soon as it hit the 200. This took let me see. I took my profits over here. So let me let me show you guys. I don't think I covered that. Let me see. Bear with me, guys. I took yeah, I mean $209, almost 2x. So I got in these. What am I doing? Yep, right here. So the 200 EMA reached on the 30th of March, and I'm like, okay, let me go for those. So 30th of March, right here, and I took those. I'm like, I know from history the 200 EMA is a very strong area of support on the daily, especially for the stock. And I took them, and I was open for a really big swing, a really nice one. I had them for a month out, so 424. So about 3 weeks actually. And I took them off the table on the 31st. I sold them the next day. I was like, I'm not sure about this now because this is different. What was different last year was tariffs. Trump had more control. I sold them the next day. It did go higher. Yeah, I know it did go higher. Went up to as high as $69, and I could have made a little bit more. Definitely. I sold them for 64. I'm not salty. I will take that because this is a little bit different context. Last year, well, December, October, everything peaked for a bit and then we retraced. I don't know what was going on in this area, but we recovered pretty swiftly. And then last year we had the tariff situation and we were hovering above this 200 for about 2 to 3 months, or about a month, yeah, a month and a half ish. And we slowly started to climb up. But this is a little bit different. So it's more uncertainty than ever because we don't know what this guy's going to do. So the narrative can change tomorrow. War could be over. We don't know. But we're already a month in. And yeah. All right. Take care, guys. I know it's been long, but peace. Stay safe. And if I stop uploading for a bit, I'm just busy. All right. Take care, guys. Thank you.